bitches and dicks. You know there ain't nothing but bitches and dicks.
Sorry, I'm not used to recording in this new room yet. Welcome to another video where I talk about things and then show video clips about said thing to drive my point home in the best way possible. Anyway, I just really do not like family vlog YouTube channels. I'm not a fan of them. Are they for me? No. Do I care? No. Because if I did care and I did realize and acknowledge the fact that they were for me, then I wouldn't even make this video. But guess what? I'm making it because I got points to make, and you're gonna watch it anyway, aren't you? Aren't you, you little fucker? Gotta love instant karma. Oh God. Oh, where are my eye drops? Feels better already. Doesn't change my mind though. Still hate family vlog channels on YouTube. You know, I'm a man who comes from a family, a pretty okay family, if you will. I'd like to think we're somewhat of a cross between Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Shameless. You know, like middle class. And we're not the most exciting family, and that's fine, because I feel like I'd lose my fucking mind if we were, you know, making diss tracks and pranking each other on like a daily basis. Especially now, since we're seeing a lot more of each other because of this pandemic. You know what? I'm gonna say it louder. Because of this pandemic, stay home just because you're bored doesn't mean it's over. And that's also what kind of put these family vlog channels on my radar, because my younger brother and my nephew watch these channels constantly. You know, you got your ace families.
What's going on here? That's it.
You got your okay babies.
Is this what our vlogs have come to?
I know, right?
Let's move around the chair.
Let's move everything around just so we can straighten out the rug a bit. That's what our vlogs have come to. Oh well, it is what it is.
What are we gonna title?
Oh well.
You got your LeBrant families, you know, out there being all aggressively positive and shit.
Savannah, my girl, I love you so much. Happy birthday. I hope that this birthday is the best birthday yet. Every year I try to think of what I can get you. I try to be the best husband ever and get you the best gift. I'm like, what do you want? I'll get it for you. And every year you're like, I don't want anything.
I hate them all. Why?
Why?
Let's start with the baseline of this thing. The through line of all of these channels, if you will. It's basically that they're a bunch of pretty little liars. It's not hard to spot. You know, just look at the thumbnails, look at these titles. It's all the same, baby cakes. You get some weirdly graphic or dramatic thumbnail with somebody making a weirdly dramatic or stupid ass face in reaction to it. You look at that thumbnail and you think it's gonna be like some Tarantino Wild West Kid City gunfight shit. And what do you get? You don't get that. What you get is just like,
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
that. And it's the most disappointing because generally, you know, these titles and what the subject of these hugely provocative thumbnails and titles, it's just like a snippet of the video that doesn't last more than a few seconds.
Mother of the Year award, nice.
Okay, Dad, look at your other kid right there.
Hey, Tinny! What are you doing? Get off the street. Where do you think you're going, little brat? No, get over here. And she's laughing.
So you generally leave these things feeling robbed. You click on the video and you get some intro that has nothing to do with the wild ass thumbnail that you just saw. And it makes you think that you might have even clicked the wrong video.
What's going on here?
You're sitting there thinking you clicked the wrong video because nobody's sad here. There are no kids bleeding. Nobody's making crazy faces. Well, okay, people are probably making crazy faces because that's just the nature of these videos. But But you get my point. This is all bullshit. And I, for one, am not happy about this level of blatant fucking lying to me and my family. Do you smell that? Smells like clickbait. What in the blue hell are these fabricated intros that they have in these videos? Like, these are just so weird to watch. Oh my god, they're so weird to watch. Like, just look at these. I don't understand it. Like, I mean, sure, I get that you want to make an intro to give your viewers a nice look into your family life and make everything look nice and all cinematic and beautiful. But, like, fuck all that noise, dude. Like, there's no honesty in that. Point number 2 in this same thing is 2 of the biggest rules in showbiz is never work with kids and never work with animals, because they're very temperamental and will shit all over the place at the drop of a hat. Another reason I'm not a super huge fan or stan, if I can be so casual with you, of these channels is because it's like they're profiting off their kids.
A giraffe.
So baby, you want to tell the Ace family what this is?
Yes, so we've mentioned this many times before. The app is called Free Spirit Kids Games, so you guys can download it at the Apple Store. Do us a favor and type in the search bar Free Spirit Kids Games so that we pop up on the top.
Like, these parents are literally sacrificing the childhoods of their kids for the almighty dollar, and personally I think that's a little bit fucked up. I don't want to be hypocritical here because my dad was a badass photographer, and you know, a lot of my life was spent in front of a camera, but that's not how he made his living. He took pictures of me as like a memory, you know, something to keep track of as a father, as a family member, to watch his kid grow up, not as a monetary thing. That wasn't where he made his money. He took pictures of celebrities, and I wasn't a celebrity. I was a child, a very charismatic and well-spoken child, but still, I was a child, and so I wasn't the basis of his income. And I hate to bring it up because I feel like it's been done to death, but child stars haven't had the best go of it as far as personal lives goes. Whether it be drug use or depression or many of the other problems that they could get into, the life of a child star hasn't been the most often easiest road into adulthood. And these parents are basically exposing their kids to millions of viewers at a time. Basically, if these parents aren't careful, they're going to end up with a Tiffany on their hands. And what are you going to do when you think you're alone now because you can't exploit your children for videos because it doesn't seem like there's anyone around? If that went over anybody's head, I meant the kids would probably emancipate themselves, because that's what the 80s pop star Tiffany did. She emancipated herself from her parents because she felt like they were taking advantage of her. So, yeah, sorry. Hopefully that wasn't like a dated reference. I'm only 24, but I love that song. It's a great part of pop culture, and if you don't listen to Tiffany, you should. Don't fucking at me. I don't give a fuck. Speaking of which, what are the parents gonna do when these kids, like, grow up and gain more agency? Like, imagine being 16 or 17, trying to go get your first real job, and your parents are also trying to go get their first real job, because in some cases, since you were born, you've been on camera, and that's been their job of putting you on camera and exploiting you for views and exploiting you for money. And by the time you grow up and start looking for work, you don't want that anymore, and they're basically trying to do the same thing because they haven't built up any real life skills besides, you know, social media tactics to exploit their kids. It's got to be a hard situation to live in, realizing that your whole life the only job your parents have had is to document the things that you guys do, and in some cases, not even very well. to kind of springboard to my last point here, speaking of not doing it very well, I made this my last point for a reason, because I didn't want to harp on it too long, because I feel like this is a bit of an objective point. As critical as I am, I feel like all the points I've made before aren't as subjective or objective or whatever the fuck as the one I'm about to make, being is that I think that a lot of these are just bad videos. And you might be thinking,
What do you mean, Nelson? They shoot these things on great cameras.
don't worry, I'm gonna tell you, my nachos Belgrandes. It's because in these videos there's so much nothing content, and it's all for the sake of stretching these videos out for ad revenue. And what I mean by nothing content, I mean just leaving in long shots where absolutely nothing is happening, but you leave it in to be able to have a video that's long enough to put enough ads in to make good on ad revenue. Fuck you, because that's just lazy. It's just fucking lazy. It's like if I just this needs more ice. I could use some ice. Oh yeah, they just leave in these long takes where nothing happens, and they know that they can leave it in there because, you know, their audience, which is young kids, don't have a huge eye for quality, and they're just gonna autoplay it regardless, and so they just leave these things in. It's fucked up. That's pretty much all I can think of without getting too mean on this subject. I know these channels aren't for me, but I grew up with some quality ass programming, and it just wrestles my jimmies to see adults not giving a fuck about the content that they're peddling out to these younger viewers. And if any family vlog sees this, I don't want you to take this as like a personal attack on what you're doing. I want you to take it in stride and see it as a call to action to do better. I'm not somebody that's gonna go out and make family vlogs, but if I was gonna do it, and if I was gonna commit to that schedule, I would try to make it realistic so the kids don't grow up thinking that if they have like a regular mundane life that they're too good for that because of some fabricated thing that they've watched over and over again. It kind of poisons the well, and you shouldn't do that. So, I mean, yeah, don't take this as a personal attack. I want to be a fan of more YouTube content. You know, I don't want to be that creator that just watches commentary videos. I wish I could bond with my younger brother and my nephew while they sit down and watch these things, but I can't because I know it's bullshit. And eventually they're going to know it's bullshit too. Do better. My name's Nelson Crawford. Tune in next week when I sit down in this new room here and try and get used to life in here because it's a little bit hotter in this room. Anyway, I'll see you next week when I a little bit of the. Anyway, yeah. See you next time. Same desk, same, probably not in time. Later, folks.